Solar energy is the future. The fact that climatic change has happened, people have become more aware of it today and are taking the necessary actions needed to leave this world better for the future generations than the one we have inherited. We feel this will be a much better source of power than the coal-based or gas-based power plants. It reduces the carbon emissions and it is as good as planting trees. Hi, I'm Nitesh Phulwani, the Managing Director of this company, BDP Energy Private Limited. Relentless focus on quality is the key to our success. BDP Energy was established in 2015 and since then we have seen tremendous growth considering it was a new venture in an upcoming field by a freshly graduated student. We initially started with EPC and since then we have expanded internationally with regional offices in Dubai, Jaipur, Delhi, Mumbai and Pune. We forayed into manufacturing our own module mounting structures, engaged in distribution of panels and inverters of top quality brands namely SMA and Trina, along with financing PPAs. Our focus on providing the best customer service, complemented by affordable renewable energy, is what makes us stand out in the ever-growing renewable energy market. I had freshly graduated out of University of Kent 3 years back at the age of 22. I had completed my bachelor's in business and I had no interest to study further, but I really eagerly wanted to get into business. So with motivation in mind but no idea, I started speaking to a few smart classmates of mine. One of them introduced me to the idea of solar energy and how we could tie up with the government of India, as India at that time was really aggressively promoting solar power. So I used a few of my contacts in the government to set up a few meetings. My friend got his work done with the government and that left me with the idea. Eager to do something of my own, here was my idea to enter the business world. I was born and brought up in Dubai, in a family where everyone had their own businesses started from scratch. Being a Sindhi, in most cases, all our stories don't go back more than 2 generations, where the second generation, like myself, are born into a silver spoon, as you can say, and the previous generations that left their hometowns from India and started accumulating their wealth from zero. So the common areas of first generation businesses were food, FMCG, textiles, electronics, along with real estate. Listening to my dad's story growing up, where he used to tell me he started work at a very young age with little to no money in his pocket, and to always appreciate the small things in life, be humble, kind, and to just keep it simple. From listening to a person who started building his business brick by brick, to seeing him head an empire always made me look up to him. And that's something that I wanted to do and something how I wanted my life story to be. Sadly, my dad passed away when I was 16 and my elder brother Dipesh took over our family business of textiles, constructions and real estate. My brother funded my education and reckless university lifestyle and not once make me feel like a big void in my life exists. After my graduation, I just had 2 motivations. Number 1, to not take this life I have been given for granted and to respect it and to make my brother and dad proud. And number 2, to somehow make it really big in the business world. All the efforts I've put and I'm so deep down into this, what would the outcome be? Regardless, after contemplating back and forth, I just took it as a challenge. Even though I had many days with tears in my eyes thinking, why aren't things working out? What am I doing wrong? Why are things not clicking despite all my efforts in the right direction? But success or breakthroughs don't come easy. You have to go through a path of relentless persistence before you can take the quantum leap. I was adamant that I have the potential to create a whole business, not just take over some family division or some business of my family division. But motivation in itself is not enough for people to believe in you. There needs to be a track record. I knew if I somehow got myself to spend a few months in India, I could figure out how to pick up my first project or how to bag my first client. But how do I get to India was my next question. So my mom and my brother used to keep traveling to India every month for a few days and I somehow convinced them to take me with them so I could help them out in their daily chores. So I used to work with them 5 to 6 hours every day. I tried to finish it off as early as I could and the rest of the hours I used to go meet my prospective clients, get their feedback, improve on my proposals and quickly present to them before it was time to fly back. Needless to say, it took me maybe 6 months of traveling back and forth before I finally signed my first contract and I had it in hand. Well, some people would say that is good. But as soon as I got my contract, the next problem was looming large. That was, how do we get the finance? How do we get the capital? The next problem was looming large on my head, capital. A signed contract in itself is not enough as it has many risks associated with it, mainly default. It's really easy to sell anything to anyone if you just tell them, buy this today and pay me 10, 20, 30 days later, whatever. But the cycle is completed once you receive the full payment. So I struggled to raise capital from friends and family, but a businessman is a problem solver. I had another idea in my mind, which is page 24, paragraph 1 of chapter 3, how to fund your projects without capital 101. I attended a solar expo in Dubai and I met with all the companies there who are now my competitors. All I had to do was find an experienced enough firm who would do the project for the lower rate than I had closed my contract. And out of the 200 companies, one agreed. And the margin in between was how I made my first money or raised capital for myself. Today I fund megawatt scale projects for myself and others as I have a proven track record of completion. And my family backs me completely without any questions asked in all my solar business divisions. Mistakes and experience is really necessary to grow as a person, in life or in business. But those mistakes or setbacks should not be too expensive of a lesson. I've had my fair share of mistakes in my life and have a solid foundation of what needs to be done and avoided. End of the day, all businesses are conducted the same way. It's just the product that differs. If you know someone who has made it big in a particular field and have an idea which closely replicates the operations, it could be trading, distribution, manufacturing, services or brokering. All you have to do is make them your mentor, jump in the new field, use their guidance, and you will 100% succeed without any pitfalls. I remember once I was really excited as by now I had been given the working capital after my first project to build a team. As a new company, I was conducting the interviews myself and I had hired just one person for sales. The meeting went brilliantly. The person was due to join the next day. I got to office really excited the next day as my first recruitment, my first building of the team, something I had waited for. So the next day when I get to office, the person who I had hired, he gives me a call and he says, sorry, I will not be joining your new company. I'm going to join somewhere else because I feel like your company is too small. I remember after cutting that call, I just turned my chair around and I just could not figure it out that even now, after so many setbacks, like why are things not going my way? But today I look back at it and it makes me laugh because now I've got a sales team of 30 people and a full-time staff of 45 in just 3 years. So I guess I took it well. Looking back at the journey so far, the future is definitely bright. We have crossed a turnover of $5 million this year between our 4 solar divisions, and by next year we are planning to add a 5th by manufacturing our own solar inverters under the Make in India vision by India's Prime Minister Modi. Seeing the sharp rising sun every morning, our headquarters will be based in Dubai under the patronship of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and continue to grow in the GCC as Dubai is our main hub for conducting our business thanks to the flexible DEWA policies and the solar economic outlook of Dubai. Our in-house team of experts complement the vast experience of top-level management. This way we secure great deals procuring state-of-the-art technology and designing cutting-edge systems, keeping customer service at the heart of all operations. The future is definitely green. We regularly hear statements and actions taken by our leaders. Let us turn to the sun to power our future, as famously said by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, by announcing the world's largest concentrated solar power plant to be in the UAE. It is a great wave to be a part of. BDP Energy foresees its mission to deliver affordable, green and clean energy solutions with the highest level of efficiencies. Whereas our vision is very distinctive as we dedicate our resources to create a healthy, progressive and create green communities and parallelly become the world's leading EPC in the renewable energy market.